Women tend to be happier when they are single. Data analysts at Mintel say about 60% of women are happy with their status of single, while nearly 50% of men are satisfied going solo. The study also shows that 75% of single women have not actively tried to be in a relationship in the last year, compared with about 65% of men. So we're only talking of a difference of about 10%. But here's what the study says is some of the reasoning behind it. It comes down to work, and they say that in general it shows, whether you believe this or not, or this is true in your relationship, that women do a little more work when it comes to relationships. So we're not just talking about chores and cooking and cleaning, but the emotional work, Allie, that goes into relationships. So you can see kind of where that would be way heavily on the women versus the men.
Sure, and this is for heterosexual couples.
Yep.
We want to emphasize that. I do think that a lot of times when you look at a marriage, a lot of the women are doing more of the household chores, and then especially nowadays, women are working just as much as men are, so then they feel like they have the burden of being responsible for children, being responsible for the household chores, and bringing home a paycheck.
Women also, they say, are better at having kind of alternative social networks. So they actually, this was interesting, I didn't know the study showed that women who don't have a partner are more active in social activities. It's the opposite for men. Men, Jason, they say, at least the studies say, men tend to do more when they're partnered up.
It is very interesting. Here's the thing, 60% of women saying that, I'm single and I'm happy. I mean, if we've learned anything over the last couple of weeks, it's that men are horrible. And so 60% of women, should be 100% of women. We men are not doing that great of a job as being a partner. The other part of that is interesting, I think, is that there's this stereotype, right, of the single guy. Mm-hmm. Like, especially, I will say, as a guy who's been married for 19 years.
What do you think of that single guy?
Well, you think it sounds great. Like, you're single, you're living the life.
Do whatever you want.
And to say that half of the men who are single are not happy with it, well, again, it's because women are awesome. So, right, if you're a single guy, you're like, men are needy. You're like, I need one of these amazing women in my life. Oh. That's what it is.
Jason, you know your audience very, very well. And you know what? I agree with everything that you're saying. So it all works.
That's why you get along with all the women you work with.
I've seen a lot of men, though, who get out of long-term relationships tend to try, at least from my personal experience, get back into them. Whereas women take a little more time to say, okay, like, I'm going to kind of explore and be myself for a little bit.
Well, and I think, too, women naturally just have bigger social networks. They keep in touch with relatives, they keep in touch with their family members, and they tend to have a bigger friend pool than men.
A little easier to be single than maybe.
I just want to be clear, I'm very happy being married.
How many times have you said that on this show? I want a montage of every time Jason says, I'm very happy.
I just want it on the record. I just want it on the record.
Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
and welcome to Grown Men Talk. I am your host, Dwight Robinson, and I just want to thank y'all for tuning in tonight as we talk about, can a woman truly be happy against a man? So with that being said, let me introduce you to the rest of the men. Let me introduce you to the co-host of the show, Mr. Carter. Hey,
Hey, hey, hey, hey!
what's
Hey,
up, my
what's
brother?
happening, y'all?
Hey,
What's up?
nice to have you. And
My
also
man.
introducing our next man on the show, Mr. Mac Jones, Mr. DJ. What's up, my brother?
What's happening, everybody? What's going on?
What's up? And last but definitely not least, Mr. King D is in the house. What's up? How y'all brothers doing?
All right,
Chilling.
all right, all
So
right.
far, so good, brother.
Hey, same here, my brother. And of course, it's a Friday night, and we're gonna talk about, can women truly? I mean, I don't buy it, but can women truly be happy by themselves? Can they truly be happy by having a man in their life? I'm gonna get a lot of women hating on me, but I just don't buy it. So I'm gonna go with my boy, Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones, do you
Yo,
really believe that? Do you really believe a woman can be happy without a man being in her life?
no, because it's always a man in a woman's life in some way, shape, form, or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
if that is the key, I don't care what it is. It's a man somewhere in her life, and it's always she got to call on him at all times. I don't care what you say. I don't care if it's the mailman. So true happiness is when you can truly and fulfill most of the important things in your life for yourself.
That's right.
And so, with that being said, it's always a task that's daunting that a woman is going to need a man for. And so, nah, they ain't truly happy. Nah.
My brother, I agree. I agree. Now, Mr. Clark, same question. Do you really truly believe a woman can be happy without a man in her life?
Well, first of all, man, let me say this. To answer that question, man, I'd be remiss if I didn't do the flip side of the coin. Flip
Mm-hmm.
side of the coin is, if we talking about true happiness, are we talking about a man and a woman, or a woman and a woman? Somebody having somebody in their life, because at the end of the day,
Right.
regardless to what they like, a lot of people just want to have somebody in their life. But
Right.
for me, okay,
Mm.
so that's me.
You right about that. You right about. Hey, let's welcome my guest on the show, Miss Keisha, co-host Keisha. How you doing there?
Hey, I'm doing good. How's everybody doing?
Doing fine, Miss Keisha. We're gonna get with you in just 1 second. I'm gonna ask King D. King D, do you believe a woman can truly be happy while a man in her life?
Uh, I'm gonna say probably yes and no. I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm a meet somewhere in the middle with that,
Right.
because some women are strong enough not to deal with a man or not to have a man, and some women just not so strong and they just need somebody. They don't care.
Right.
So that's just me.
Okay. Now, uh,
Um, um,
my opinion, I gotta give my opinion. I believe, God put us on this planet not to be alone, and I agree with y'all. Some women, I have nothing against that. If they feel that they don't need a man to be happy, then that's their choice. But what happens if a snake get in the house, or a rat or something come in the house? Usually they'll call their husband, the boyfriend, or the man next door to get rid of it. I had some ladies that were single, and They come knocking on my door. I got a snake in my house. Can you help me get it out? I got a rat in the house. Can you? See, you had a man there. You wouldn't be worrying about nothing there. I'm just saying, So, but like I said, each their own. So since we have Miss a co-host Keisha here, Keisha, I mean, what's your take on women say they can be happy without having a man in their life?
Well, I'll agree with King D. Yes and no. The reason for the yes is because by the time a woman truly realizes that she wants to be by herself, she's been through some bull crap. So her only option at that point is to be by herself. Now, usually women don't choose to be by themselves because that's not how God created us to be. He created us to be the helpmate to our spouse, our spouse. So when a woman chooses not to be by herself, that means not just one or not just two, but a couple of men in her life and her journey have mistreated her, cheated on her, maybe given her STDs. Like something tragic has happened for a woman to go get her dog and be by herself.
Woo. Okay, I like that. Well, you know what? I agree with you on that. You make a great point there because some ladies, they've been through a bad relationship with a man, and they get to that point in their life where they feel all men are bad, which is not true. All men are not bad. Sometimes we just make bad decisions on picking bad partners. And you gotta ask yourself why I keep picking these type of men. I mean, it can be a headache sometimes, but it's just I believe you just pick the wrong man, and then they come to that point where they say, what, I don't need no man. I can just stay on my own and be happy. And like I said, I know people sometimes feel better staying by themselves. Nothing wrong with that. And like I said, I give God put us here for each other. But like I said, each had their own opinion about what they want to do and everything. But most women, I believe, sometimes they do want somebody, but they just say that as a front. I don't know why, but they do. I'm gonna go with my boy Mac Jones. Do you think some women just say that as a front, just to convince themselves somehow, or just to tell their girls, they happy about a man because they've been through so many bad relationships? They just tell their girls, "Hey, I don't need a man. I can just do it on my own. I can just be by myself."
Well, actually, you hit that right on the head with me because I can only think of two facets of life where a man isn't absolutely necessary. And that's when a woman is going through a cycle,
Right.
and when she's actually pushing a child out. Them the only two facets of life I can't think of where a man isn't absolutely like, okay, I need a partner, or I need a man of any kind to be around. So if you're wanting to say, do I think that of course.
Right.
Of course, there is no other way around that, because most things on this planet was set up so that when the women came out and started doing their thing, it came off our backs.
Mm-hmm. Right. I like that. I feel it. I agree with that. It's okay. Let's just say that's why I'm single. My ex disrespected me and be okay. I can finish. Some women have been through some bad relationship with an ex-husband, and some men might have really disrespected them or beat them, and that I guess that can kind of make you just not want to be with a man. But once again, it comes back to that all men are not that way. We all different, just like all women are different. And some women, that's how they feel. They feel that they've been through such a bad relationship with a man that did her so wrong, either cheating, beating on her, disrespecting her, till she finally just break down, just say she just don't want to be bothered by any man, But ladies, I'm here to let you know we are all not the same. So don't take a bad relationship or a bad marriage and believe all men are like that, because I'm telling you, We not. You got some real good men out here that will love you, that will respect you, and everything. So please don't take a few bad relationships thinking that all men are like that and everything. So, Mr. Carter, do you have any ladies in your life that still have the same feeling about not wanting to have a man in their life because of maybe of a bad relationship or some bad marriage or something like that?
Yeah, are you asking me if I experienced that?
Well, you have any lady friends that might have been
Yeah.
did that told you that's the reason why they don't want to, have anything to do with men?
Yeah, well, personally, yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, a lot of times I've had situations where I've been in early phases of relationship, and and it's not going off the way I thought it should, or the
Right.
woman expressed to me that she had a bad relationship, and a lot of the things that they found in the last relationship they carry over into the new relationship, which causes problems, and what I'm saying, and builds walls where you can't advance. But yeah, I had that issue, and I mean, it happens.
Right,
You just
right.
got to fight over it. Yeah.
You absolutely right about that. Now, before I go to King G, I want to ask Keisha. Now, Keisha, you're a beautiful woman. You've been in some relationship. Have you ever thought about that ever since you might have been in some bad relationships? Have you ever come across your mind, well, shoot, that's it. I don't want to be with no more men. I'm going to leave them alone. So have you ever thought about that?
No, that has never crossed my mind. I take each experience as it comes, and I try to learn from that. I try to notice the red flags sooner. But I don't charge each man with what the past man did, because they didn't do that. So
Right.
I believe in giving each man a fair chance. But the first time I start to see those red flags that have come before him, then it will help me make my decision if I want to stay in this relationship.
Okay, all right. That's what's up. Now, King D, you the youngest of the whole group. So have you came, across any ladies or your friends at work? Do you hear any of them talking about the same thing, that they just, because of relationships, bad relationship or bad marriage, this is one of the reasons why that they refuse to, I guess, trust or want to be with a man anymore?
I mean, I've heard it before, but I honestly believe that all relationships some people are just not meant to be with each other. Like, you have to find your person.
Right.
Like I think I'm kind of going towards what Keisha was saying, but working a little bit different. You have to go to the person that meets your equal, and if that
Right.
person is your equal, I seen the young lady say that she was abused. She got out of that relationship. And I would say, don't give up on a relationship. To find you someone that's your equal. Once you see the red flags, cut up to bye. On to the next. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal belief.
Right. I agree. Well, I'll tell you what, with that, we will be back in 2 and 2 to discuss this topic about, can a woman truly be happy about a man in her life? We'll be back.
Stop single shaming. I'm making this video message for all of you all married and dating people. I want you all to stop single shaming the sisters and brothers out here that choose to not have a life partner. We live in a world now that if you choose to not have children, if you don't have a man, if you don't have a woman, if you're not married or at least dating, you are crucified and attacked by many people. You are accused of being bitter. You are accused of being angry. You are accused of being crazy. You are accused of even being miserable because you don't have anybody in your life. And you know what I'm tired of hearing a lot of people say, and it's complete BS. People will say, oh, nobody is single by choice. That is the dumbest thing I have ever heard of in my life. I am a single woman, and I make a personal choice to not date. It is not my priority to date. There are too many other things going on in my personal life. And when you are in a relationship, you have to put time and energy into that person. There are things going on within my family. There are things going on with my children. There are things going on with me. I don't have time to sit up here going on dates, going out to eat, going to the show. And there are things that God has to do within me. There's a certain way that I think. I have a certain attitude about certain things, and that may not mesh well with the man that comes into my life. So I have to spend a lot of time in my singleness, letting God prune me, letting God deliver me, letting God just change some things about me that may not be that appealing or even fair to the next man that comes in my life. Shoot. Now, you know what I also found out in the single community? There are other singles that will attack their fellow single brothers and sisters. It's you know, it's crazy when you really hear it and think about it. But I've had other single women say, well, everybody's not waiting on God. And why are you single? I know you gotta be miserable. You must just really be lonely at night. No, sis, I'm not lonely. No, sis, I don't go to bed crying at night and praying to God in tears about a man. That's just not my thing. That's not what I do. Some of you women, you do cry. And you do specifically pray about a man every day that you live and breathe. But that's not everybody's story. Stop imposing who you are and what you do on other single people. Just because you are upset and broken and upset and angry about being single because a man has not snagged you or put a ring on your finger, I'm sorry, you can't impose that on other women. There are some of us out here, we really are happy and content being by ourselves. There is a lot of responsibility that comes with a marriage and a relationship. And you guys got to also be intelligent enough to understand every single out here. It's not like they've never been married before. A lot of us have been married before. A lot of these single men and women have had relationships before that went on for 10, 15, even 20 years. And they're not quick to get out here back in a dating pool. Why you don't believe that and why you're trying to act like it's something wrong with that person, that shows where you are. You're the one that's bitter. You're the one that's miserable. And because that's how you personally feel, that's what you're imposing on everybody else. Everybody is not thirsty and desperate for a man and a woman on their arm. And it's sad to say that that is a place that people feel like it's their place in society to have a man or have a woman. Okay, that's not everybody's desire. It's really not. So just stop imposing that on people. When you are single, let God do what he needs to do in your life. You need to get yourself together. When you all really think about it, some of you all got married too quick. You started dating too quick. And all of those issues and that abuse and everything that you went through in your past marriage and your past relationship, it spilled over into your new relationship. Just be honest about that. Stop vilifying. And stop accusing these single men and women out here of something being wrong with them. Stop saying that they're crazy. Stop saying that because they're not married or because they don't desire marriage or children or to date that they're miserable. I found a lot of married people that are very arrogant, and you all are obsessed with single people. You all are always down talking single people. You know what I need you all to do that's in relationships, and you know what I need you married people to do? I need you to tend to your spouse. Because here's the reality. A lot of married people, they want to be single. And it's a lot of single people that do want to be married, but that's not every single man and woman walking around. Single. Did you forget where you came from? And you arrogant women talking about, oh, sis don't have no man, something wrong with her, and blah, blah, blah. But honey, let me tell you something. We don't know who or what you married. You could false flag and act like you so happy that man could be beating the crap out of you behind closed doors and cheating on you. Some of you you know that man that you with, he's taking you through. And you've become so arrogant because finally somebody woke up and they looked at you, and for whatever reason, they decided you were good enough and they married you. And so now you turning up your nose and you looking down on other single sisters, and you out of line to even do that. Married? Sis, you assume that other sisters are bitter and miserable because they not married. You assume that they jealous of you. No, sweetie, my heart goes out to married people because marriage is a sacrifice. And stop imposing how you feel. Other singles in the community, I need you to stop imposing how you really are behind closed doors on the rest of us. You're the one that's bitter and miserable. You're the one that's not confident. You're the one that's ashamed and embarrassed that you don't have a man or woman on your arm.
No.
A lot of us out here, we live in life. We trying to get ourselves together. And guess what? When you've been married before for a long time, you've already had it. So you're not really trying to jump out here to get another relationship. You're taking your time. And
All right. Don't forget the Unspoken Heart discussion I had that Christmas donation event. So y'all, if you can, please donate. You know, there's a number there, Cash App right there. You know, we got some, you know, children out here that need diapers, women that need help. So please, if you, whatever little money you have, please donate if you can. Please. Also, y'all check us out tomorrow. We'll be here with the ladies on the discussion hours talking about the vows. So please stay tuned for that show. This will be a very interesting show. So please stay tuned and watch it tomorrow at 7 p.m. Can't wait to talk about that. Now, that video we just watched, I definitely agree a lot what the lady had to say in that video. She made a lot of good points in that video. You know, some things I didn't quite agree with her with, but a lot of things I did agree. I mean, now, like I said, in my opinion, I know women can definitely be happy being single and alone. A lot of them have been through some bad relationships, marriages, being married, whatever. But I just want to say that a lot of them, you know, they look at men being the same. Ladies, all men are not the same. Now, if you're happy being by yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. I perfectly agree because, you know, a lot of people are happy being alone. And there's nothing wrong with it. And I agree, people shouldn't judge a woman just because she's by herself. They shouldn't say whatever they want to say because she's happy being by herself. There's nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to go to our host, Keisha, and ask her what did she thought about the video that we just seen? What is your intake on it? Are you mute? There you go.
Go to somebody else and I'll come back.
All right. I'm going to the next co-host, Mr. Carter. What do you feel about the young lady we saw, about the video that we just saw with the young lady, what she was saying?
Wow. Actually, she was spot on.
Right.
And what she was saying. I mean, I can't fake the funk. The sister was she was right on target for me, you know, because number one, you know, we can't assume that a person ain't all right with themselves because they by themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's a personal choice overall. You know, at the end of the day, we would hope that a person is, you know, is able to be all right with themselves, whoever they are, if it's a man or a woman. And she made a valid point. No man should be dependent upon his existence depends upon having a woman. You know what I'm saying? He got to be able to be all right when he's with just himself. And the same thing with a woman. So she had a point because she covered both sides of the track, and she was spot on.
You're right. I agree with you on that. Mr. Mac Jones, how do you feel about that video we just saw? What's your take on that video we just saw? I know you thought the same.
I'm gonna restrain myself on this one, right?
But
So
already is.
I'm gonna say I disagree with about 75% of everything that came out of her mouth, and I agree with 25% of it. But I will say this, without going deep into it, hit dog holler first. That's what my daddy used to say. That's what my mama and my granny used to say. The hit dog holler first. So with the hit dog hollering first, I will point out where you're going about, you need to stop doing this to me and you need to stop making assumptions to this. And people go, we're crazy, or asking if we miserable. Ask yourself this. Don't we all know that for every action, there's a reaction? So evidently people are viewing how you're acting and asking questions. You got to be miserable. Look at you. Look how you carry yourself, and you could tell in the attitude in her voice. Now, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just sitting back looking and overanalyzing it. But the hit dog always hollers first, so that's where I'm gonna leave that.
I have to agree with Mr. Jones. She did come out a little. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. She came out angry. She was just. I mean, I'm like, okay, you can talk and get your point across, but why you saying it with so much anger? But I kind of agree with Mr. Jones there a little bit.
Can I say something? Can I come back in and say something?
Sure, go ahead, Mr. Carl. Go ahead.
Because, let me make myself perfectly clear. What I listen to is the essence of what somebody's saying, not that thing, that surface stuff about being in a relationship. My thing is, I look deeper than that. I looked at the fact that she was talking about how she was being approached about decisions she made with her life. And
absolutely.
Whether it's a man or a woman, you have personal choices that don't define what you like. If you don't know I like chocolate ice cream just because you see me eating ice cream, you can't make that assumption. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't have to define or explain it. I think that's what I like what she was saying.
Okay.
Because it wasn't flat out, it wasn't nobody's business.
Yeah.
No, and it really isn't. I'm sorry to jump back in, but it's really nobody's business. You're absolutely right, and I agree with you 1,000% on it. Sounds like we got a call.
Got a call. Hello. Welcome to Grown Men Talking. If you're there, call me.
Yes, I am.
Okay. What's your question?
It's no question, it's a statement.
Okay.
Well, I agree with the lady that was in commercial break.
Okay.
Because I feel that a woman can be alone and be happy by herself.
Okay.
Because my grandmother did it for many years. And she ain't never been more happier.
Okay.
And she had little men suitors that came by.
She had what came by?
Or that tried to come by, men suitors.
They didn't try to come by, they came.
No, don't disrespect my grandmother.
Y'all are just retarded. I cannot.
Absolutely do not do that.
I'm sorry.
My mic, y'all are crazy.
She said she didn't want no snooping dogs around her porch.
Okay.
So she said she had enough of that. She said, and she was good with God, and that was it. And she kept her word until the day she passed away.
Well, like I said, I agree. Like I said, I have nothing against anybody that each their own. If they want to be alone and they okay with that. So like I said, I mean, everybody got to live their life for themselves. So wherever they choose to do with their life is totally up to them.
Absolutely, and
that, exactly, and that's why I say it's because I don't think that woman was angry. I think she was annoyed.
Well,
more annoyed with people assuming that she has to or need to be in a relationship or something is wrong with her.
Well,
okay,
that might be true, but like I said, people can say what they want to say. If I want to be in a relationship, single, but it's not going to faze me. I'm not going to get mad about it. They can assume and say. Me
personally, I don't see a problem with it. I can relate to her. I'm on my little spiritual journey. I don't have no need for nobody right now.
Absolutely.
I'm
But
happy.
but can I ask you something really quick?
Go ahead. Go right.
Okay.
What about?
What we're speaking about, of course.
We talk about being in a relationship with anybody.
Right. Absolutely. That's what we talking about. So
Right.
my question is this: if I'm just walking down the street
Mm-hmm.
and you ain't got nobody with you, and you're walking my way, and I'm just looking at you like, oh, look, she has nobody. I'm assuming she must be crazy or miserable or something. That wouldn't sound right, right?
No,
Neither would it sound right for
Mm-hmm.
a family member that don't know nothing about you to just come out the blue and
Mm-hmm.
say, well, why you ain't married yet? Is you miserable, or is you crazy, or is you lonely? What's wrong with you?
And they will be out there, and that would be wrong because you should not assume that make an asshole out of you.
Absolutely. So then the people that's asking the question got to be either people that you know or people that's close to you family wise. It ain't just no random people
It could be
walking
just
up.
friends. It could be just friends. It could be just people, even college people that might be rolling around, might be looking at you and saying, "Oh, I'll never see that person with nobody." And it's just all of it's just
But
the
they
same
wouldn't come to
thing.
you and
It's
say that.
all
Let's say,
assumed.
again, if we're in the same complex, if we're in the same housing complex and we walk past each other
Mm-hmm.
every day, that wouldn't mean that I would just assume because I never see you with nobody that A, you don't have nobody, or B, because you
Mm-hmm.
don't have nobody that something has to be wrong with you. That would be well off the Richter scale. Am I correct or incorrect?
I don't know. I don't understand where this is going because it doesn't make sense.
It's going this way.
Well, I'm gonna say this. The reason why we having this topic, I put something on my post, and a lot of women, and I asked the question: could you truly be happy living your life without a man? Now, most of the women that came to my page said
Mm-hmm.
they can live without a man, but they would truly want to have a man. It's just they experience some bad things in their lives that kind of make them kind of scared to get back in a relationship with a man. Okay, now you did have a few of women saying that they don't need a man, they can live without a man. Like I said, each their own. But I'm not gonna
Yeah.
I'm not gonna step on their toe. But these will be the first women knocking at your door. I got a snake,
Mm-hmm.
really. My car ain't working. Can you fix it?
Can I say something?
You know,
Can I
can I
jump
say
in?
this?
If they had a husband or a boyfriend, he could
Can I jump in for a
This?
minute?
No, can
so
I jump in real quick because I don't have much for a second.
Oh, okay.
Please, please. Okay, so what I'm saying is because if everybody know me, the people that know me know I am an all around person. I can fix my own car. I can do a whole bunch of stuff by myself. I don't need a man. But if I want one, I want one. I don't need one. That's a difference.
all right.
So that's what I'm saying.
Is it safe to say that everybody is on their own? I mean, I heard you say that everybody, you're on your spiritual journey and all that, that's perspective. But everybody has their own opinion on if you need a man, if you don't need a man. It's just getting to the point where it's like different people have different opinions on what they believe. Dwight is saying man, and I mean, the woman can be without a man. I mean, can't be without a man. And then you're saying that you can, and a lot of in the comments are saying that you can. It's like everybody has their own opinion.
Yeah. I expect everybody's opinion on this situation, but like I said, it has people who need people and people who don't.
All right. Well, Carla, I thank you.
I would thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you. I want to go to Keisha real quick. I want to go to her and ask to my co-host Keisha. Keisha, the video that we saw with the lady. Give me your opinions. What do you feel that she was putting out there? What she was saying?
Now, I couldn't really see the video. It was jumping in and out, but just based on what everybody is saying, for what the caller was saying, that I believe some of that statement is correct, because when a woman is by herself, again, that is a choice. Because the question is, can a woman truly be happy? Women can be happy by themselves. The need for a man is based internally on what that person is wanting. So if you can fend for yourself and do for yourself, you're not abnormal. You're not weird. You're not strange. You may be getting your life together. You may be, seeking on a spiritual level. You may be, dealing with your children or whatever the case may be. So some women choose to be single because they're focused and they feel that a man will bring distraction. But I think at the end of the day, like I said in the beginning, I think we do need men. For the simple fact, we can all do our own. I can change my tire. I can do my oil. I can do all those things. But would I rather have a man to do those things? When I wake up scared, would I rather have a man here with me? Yes, it's a lot of things because God has given us the strength to do. But at the same time, God gave us somebody to help us do those things. So we don't have to be out here by ourselves. It's just simply a choice. And that person is neither right nor wrong. That is their sole decision, and I think we should all respect those.
And you know what? And like I said, I totally agree with that. Each they own what they do with their lives, and there's nothing wrong with being alone. We're gonna continue this topic, and we'll be back in 2 and 2. Stay tuned with us. We'll be back.
It's asking why so many black women are single, okay? And the reason for that is because simply black women are really tired of the amount of disrespect, the lack of accountability, and the sheer embarrassment that's coming from a lot of the black males in the community. And I'm not saying all, because I'm sure there's good guys around, but from what we're seeing, this is the majority. So it's like they're leaving you with no choice but to do one of three things: either divest, become a lesbian, or just be single. And at least we know that if we're single, we have a lot more peace. We can work on ourselves. And that's the main thing that you want in life. So that's the answer to that question. It's just more peaceful.
All right, like I said, be with us tomorrow, because this is going to be a good one about the vows. So we'll be here, the whole group will be here at 7 p.m. So please be here, watch the show. That video I just seen, I sat there and listened to the woman, and it comes back, it circles all the way back. I don't have a problem with a woman saying that she won't be by herself and if she's in tune with herself. But when they, and I know she said most, she didn't say all, but when she said most black women, because it has something to do with the black man. And that's the part that kind of makes me like, okay, you kind of condemning all the black men because of the bad relationships that you've been in. And now, if you want to be alone because of that, what have you, but you can't put it all on black men. I've seen videos of most women, not all, but of black women saying the reason why, because the black man this, the black man this. Like I said, all black men are not bad. There's some good black men out there. We all make bad mistakes who we pick and choose in life. And like I said, you choose to be by yourself and you're happy being by yourself. I'm you know, you like I said, we only have one life to live. We gotta live our life for ourselves. And if we choose to stay single, that's fine. We choose to be in a relationship, that's fine. If we choose to be married, that's fine too. But you know, I just know that God put us on this planet to be together. That's just my opinion. God put us here to be together. But if you wait for God to send you that special someone, and then there's nothing wrong with that. Mr. Carter, how do you feel what the lady just said in the video, the last video we just saw? How do you feel about what she just said?
Shame on her. Shame on her.
Cheers to you, sir.
Shame on her for continuing to perpetuate the concept of Willie Lynch, that whole thing, that whole plot. I see it took deep root within her and her comments, because what they done was they systematically created an environment. She talks about the environment. That's how she determine what kind of man she's gonna have, right? So, you know, because a brother is struggling, because he may be limited in education, his circumstances are somewhat beneath where you may have ascended to. You mean to tell me you're gonna cave into that and disallow this brother, you know, to be able to be with a woman, to make you happy? Come on, man, cut the shenanigans.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta call it what it is. And that's, you know, she needs to go back and take a look at herself and what she was thinking.
And I agree. Matt Jones, what do you feel about that last video we just saw, what this lady was saying? How give me some of your opinion on what she just said.
Ironically, let me put some volume on this. Let me get in here. Ironically, she says, women are tired of being disrespected and yada, 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 and lack of accountability. Like, there's no disrespectful women that lack accountability. Are you serious? Are you serious? You can't be serious. You just, I don't know where she was speaking from, but it's just like, listen, if you pick bad men to interact with and have kids with that like to do things to you that you don't want done to you, say that.
That part.
Don't make us all responsible for your mistakes, because they're yours. And then at the end, she's going to say, well, it's just more peaceful. The hell out of here.
King D, what's your take on that video we just saw, that last video? What's your take on that? How do you feel about that?
Okay, well, I didn't understand the fact that she put all men in the same category, because like somebody, like everybody, like all men are different. You can't put the same.
Right.
But you, like Mr. Max said, you chose to have those kids with that man. You seen the red flag 3 months into the relationship, but there was your decision to stay in that relationship. So
exactly.
I didn't get that. I didn't understand.
Me either. No.
But what I will say is that like, I do agree on a woman's perspective. I do see how some men, you know, men can be at the beginning. It can be peaches and cream, you know. Right. Somewhere in there, it just, you start getting abusive, you start getting control, and I understand that. But just because that man did that to you, don't mean all men will do that to you.
Exactly.
You know?
But the flip side is it happens. But we got to look at the fact that it also happens on the flip side too. It's not like they got a monopoly on being hurt emotionally or otherwise. You know, it's been some men that have, you know, we've talked about battered men syndrome, that type of thing. I had even suffered from that briefly at a time. That's why I know about it, and I know it exists. See, women don't have a monopoly on being emotionally scarred or any of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I had a problem, is because now it's corralling us all into the same pot, and it's
Mm-hmm.
defining all men. You know what I'm saying? So, brother, that's ridiculous.
It is.
But hey, and do you okay? So let's look at on the men. Let's look on the men's side. Do you think a man can truly be happy? I mean, we spotted out the women, but do y'all think a man can be truly happy single?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I agree
Absolutely
with
not.
you.
See, this is what really okay corrals me. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it 100 on here.
Keep it 100.
This is what okay corrals me. If Adam was on earth by himself and said, "Hey God, hey, could I talk to you? Hey, I'm by myself. I need a helpmate. I need somebody." And he made her. He didn't make him. He made her.
Say it.
Make it make sense. He wasn't happy by himself. He didn't even know what a woman was to complain about.
Exactly.
But I need one. Come on. Hey, I'm back out.
I'm gonna say, as a man, I ain't gonna lie, men, we saying it from our mouth. We need y'all. We're not gonna sit here and say, well, I'm happy about being without a woman, because we be lying to ourselves.
He don't.
I'm just being real. Keisha, give me a take what you saw about that video. You a woman, give us some insight. What you tell us something.
Well, just like I said earlier, if you've been hurt in 1 or 2 relationships, by the time you get to your third one, you should have a little more experience in noticing those red flags. Now, if you keep picking the same type of dude, you're going to keep getting the same type of results. So I would highly suggest, just like in the grocery store, when you go to the store and you go down a chip aisle, why do you think there's so many different chips? Because there's so many different taste buds. So it's not just Doritos and Cheetos. You have so many different chips. So men, I'm not saying y'all chips, but I'm just saying when it comes to women and our selection, we have so many different type of men that we can choose to be with. And you don't blame one man. You don't bag everybody up and put everybody in the same bag and say everybody's bad because Pookie was bad, Ray Ray was bad, because then you're canceling yourself out. And then you will be by yourself, and it's not going to be because you selected to. It's going to be by yourself because nobody's going to really put in the time, because now you become toxic. So now you're giving out toxic stuff.
Can I take 20? Can I take 20 seconds?
Yeah, I had a little time left. You can jump on the rest of my time.
I just need 20 seconds. I just want to
Go
say,
ahead.
I was just having a conversation with a young lady over the phone, and I was telling her, I said, listen to me. I could see where you're at, and I see the prefaces that you're going through. But let me tell you something. Do not let what the last person did to you stain the good woman that you are. And so now you come into a new relationship and say, I did that for him, so I can't do that for him. Don't let people change who God made you to be. Be who you're supposed to be.
Amen. I'm gonna say this. And Keisha, I mean, all of y'all, Keisha, Mr. Jones, Dominique, Mr. Carl, y'all all made great points. And like I said, it kind of got under my skin, the last lady video, because, like I said, it's who you choose. As Keisha, you chose old Pookies and Ray Rays. You chose that person that had that baby with. Then, I'm not saying all women, some women, they get bitter, and then they be saying these things, and just like Mr. Jones said, God picked Adam here. Okay, he didn't really, God seen that he was lonely, but Adam, he didn't ask for no woman. God saw that it was better that man do not be alone, and this is when he created Eve. So you can live your life the way you want to live it. But in reality, God wants us to find somebody to be happy. And you sleep better, your health is better. I mean, you can I'm not saying that if you might pick somebody that's a fool, and that, you know, you made that choice. That person put you through the ringer and got you climbing the wall because this person is crazy. That's why you gotta be careful. And like Keisha said, look out for the red flags and things like that. So you won't get with the wrong person and everything. You know, I'm not gonna say, okay, I had a bad relationship, I'm gonna just stop all dating all women. I'm gonna just be by myself. Forget that, Jack. I ain't doing that. You know, and I want a woman. I need a woman. I ain't gonna stay by myself.
But you know,
No, I need somebody. I need somebody to crack my damn toes and massage me, and I massage her. So yeah, you know. But like I said, if each stay home, if they want to be alone, let them be alone. But anybody else got anything else they want to add to this topic? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, if you are in a like some people are saying, like, what we all were saying about the abusive relationships and stuff. I will say that most women that do leave abusive relationships, they are afraid to get in another relationship with them. They feel like, you know, that they're going to get abused and stuff as well. And I agree to stay single or be single. I would agree to that because I feel like if you've been hurt in this last relationship, then you're going to become the abuser in your next relationship. Right. So you got to heal yourself, you know, like, just take a time out to heal yourself. So I do agree. I think somebody said that in the comments too. I'm not sure, but I think that, like, heal yourself. You know, take the time.
Absolutely, little bro. Hey, listen, little bro. I agree with you 1,000,000,000%. I'm only gonna add a little bit on to that. If you are afraid that you don't want to get hurt by the next person, just say that rather than be like, "Well, I don't need no man." Because you might not want one, but you can't say what you don't need. Right. Now, if you don't want one at that time, or you don't want one ever again, cool.
I definitely with you on that one. Mr. Carter, you got anything more to say on this?
Only thing I got to say is, in order to know what you want, you got to know who you are.
Amen.
And you're right. You're right. Keisha.
Yes, I would just encourage my fellow sisters, just take the time to heal. There is no certain time that you have to decide if you want to be with somebody. If you want to spend the next 10 years finding yourself and being by yourself and loving on yourself, then you take that time and you do that. If you're ready for a relationship, then you go and get in a relationship. Whatever fills your heart, whatever fits into your life at that time is what you do. Because this is your life, this is live, this is you. You do what makes you happy. You do what helps you sleep better at night. You don't do anything because anybody wants you to do it. You do it because you want to do it.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna say this before we get ready to close out in a minute. I'm like I said before, you know, each thing on there, you a person that you truly want to be by yourself, then you can do that. Be by yourself. But like I said, I believe that everybody should at least have somebody in their corner. That's just my opinion. So we're gonna take this last break and we'll be back in 2 minutes.
How old are you?
I'm 38.
Huh?
I'm 38.
I've never been married. Huh? Have you ever been married?
Really, Nana?
38 years old.
Really? Really? Really?
I've never been married. No children or nothing. You sure missed a lot of life.
Damn. Oh, Lord. Why do I have to get married and have kids to have a good life? Huh?
Why
do I have to get married and have kids just to have a good life?
You do have no good life.
I do.
You don't go nowhere.
I do. I just got back from a trip.
By yourself, no man. If you don't have a man, you ain't nothing.
Really? I'm not nothing without a man? Huh?
You're not a lesbian, are you?
Are you?
No, I had a husband till he died. I had
Well,
a boyfriend all the time.
You was
Before I
having
got married.
you was having sex?
Huh?
You had sex after granddaddy died?
No, I didn't. But I
Uh-huh.
had boyfriend and husband
Whatever.
till he died.
I still have sex.
Huh?
I still have sex.
You what?
I still have sex.
I know you do, but that's not right. That's dirty. Sleeping around like a...
Ah! It's one person. One person.
Sleeping around like a...
Your mama.
Don't talk about the mother, she's dead.
Well, don't talk about me.
Look here.
Granny, let me tell you something. Grandma,
I'm
Granny
gonna
was
tell like
eating
this.
her up.
Grandma,
Hey.
see, a lot of people,
She was eating her up.
Grandma was
laugh at
wrong.
these grandmas and laugh at these older people. These older people have wisdom, and as the grandma giving her game, trying to tell her, you need to stop playing around and get you a man full time. That's why grandma kept looking at her. And of course, we all know sex ain't dirty or anything like that. But what grandma is really trying to say is, if you become sick, you really think that boyfriend gonna come see you in the hospital? I guarantee he ain't gonna probably come and see you. That's what grandma's saying. Have a man, live a life. I mean, have you some children, because that's what is, God really wants it to be. I know everybody's not religious. Some people don't even believe in God. But grandma spoke some true game right there, just being real with her. Because as we get older in life, you be by yourself. You have a health mate there that can help you. Y'all can help each other. And like I said, being with somebody is better for your health if you get with the right person. To be there at home to help each other. Especially now that since times are getting so hard, that it takes two paychecks to do a household sometimes. And everything. Now, you got one of those jobs that you can pay bills all by yourself and do everything by yourself, I applaud you. So before I get to the men, I'm going to ask our lady that's going to say, Keisha, how did you feel about what Grandma was saying? Keisha, you there? Can you hear me? You having a little? Okay, you having a little trouble. Okay, Keisha having a little problem. So I'm gonna go to Mr. Carter. How do you feel about what Grandma was saying in that video?
Grandma was raw. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and it was her experience and what she was saying. And like I think you said it, that was that comes with values that she was brought up with.
Exactly.
And we want to pass them on. And the bottom line is, when she said you're missing a lot of life, I mean, we hate to make this thing religious, but I mean, it's already a blueprint for the way this thing's supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? And we keep on trying to get around the true author of the book. He already done said man and woman. He already done gave you outlines about how to treat the orphan, how to treat the wife, all of that. So, what he was saying was coming from all of that. We just changed the game now and want to say everything else that wasn't all right is all of a sudden is cool.
I agree. And
that's what Grandma was doing. She was giving it down.
Exactly. Mr. Jones, what you think about Grandma?
Bravo, Grandma. Bravo. Bravo, Grandma.
Yeah.
I think that the granddaughter kicked a field goal or a punt all the way down to the other end zone, and grandma ran it all the way back to the other end zone. All the way back.
Boy.
Grandma, listen here. You really can't say grandma put it in the bag. It is what it is now. You can say, well, we in different times, and so things change. Yeah, things do change. But what's supposed to remain the same is the people and the concepts. So if you change the concept, then you done changed everything. And people have gotten away from the concept of what everything is about.
King D, how you feel about Granny?
I mean, grandma was eating her up. She was eating her alive. But I also feel like that. I understand what the granddaughter was saying. Like, she don't really whatever, or she still has sex or whatever. It's cool, to still do that or have a little friend with benefits or something like that, But I'm like, okay, but some women be so aggressive, like the lady in the previous video, she was so aggressive. I'm like, dang, what man is getting with you? Like, you just so aggressive. Like, I can't see you in a vulnerable state because you're just so strong. You know what I'm saying?
Strong.
How do you? For real though, and all honest, we all grown here. What do they do when the doors of the church go to, open it? When it's time. What do y'all do? Yeah, I mean, the roads can only take you so far. The little
Keisha, before can you hear me?
Yes.
How you feel about what Grandma said to the granddaughter in that video?
The old wisdom. We don't have anybody speaking old wisdom to young people anymore, because the grandmas are now 35, so they don't really have enough wisdom. So it's really nobody to speak that wisdom into them, to tell them when they're wrong. We don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, so we kind of sweet talk everything instead of just, because my grandma was like that. She just gonna tell you how it is, and if it hurts your feelings, good. If it hurts your feelings, better, because it was good food to eat on. These people now, we don't have that no more. Even our little kids growing up, there is no more Big Mama. Big Mama 40, Grandma 35. I'm just saying, there is no more good wisdom that's being passed down, because Mama out there with the kids. Yeah.
Not too bad, not too hard. I had my baby at 16. I made my grandma. I made my mama.
Wow.
At a really young age.
That's what I'm talking about. So, and then your mother's mother probably, depending on when she had her, so the Big Mama wisdom is gone, and because grandmas are still out there kicking it with the kids. So what are you gonna tell somebody? You out there getting smoking, drinking, partying with them. People think me and my daughter are sisters.
You hit that man on the nail. Boy, can I get an amen?
Hold on, let me get it again.
Let me hit it. Bro, that was a good one. That was a good one. Like I said, you're right, because that's a lot that's missing. And like I tell people too, F your feelings. Sometimes you got to tell people the truth. People get so hurt and so emotional. They say they want to hear the truth. And then when you give them a little truth, they get all, but dang, you gonna be lied to you or what? But like I said, everybody gotta live their life for what they want. And like I said, for those people, they want to be alone, that's fine. But like I said, as a man, and most men, ladies, we don't want to be alone. Unless we watching football, then you leave us alone. Leave us alone. Football's on the playoffs, basketball. But other than that, I don't sit here and say I can be without a woman. We all need somebody.
It doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it just don't even sound right. I don't need no woman. I'm myself. No, you ain't gonna
you get men that talk like that. You're gonna be looking them all upside their head like, excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
what did you just say?
Exactly. What Twilight Zone did you just say? That's crazy.
You said, and then that's where to get to a man to be like, well, you sound like a bitter woman.
You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, like I say, everybody got their own life to live. But ladies, you know, if you choose to be by yourself, then, you know, God bless you. You know, that's what you chose to do. I know a lot of women out there, they want a husband or whatever. And ladies, like I said, they out there. There's some good men out there. So you just keep looking and praying. And I'm telling you, God will send you that man that you are looking for. Now, we're about to end the show, but I want to go ahead to Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter, if you give everybody on here tonight before we cut loose.
I couldn't hear you. It was
I
crowded.
don't know if you can give anybody, since we're about to cut loose tonight, I want you to see if you have any wisdom to give everybody tonight about the show and everything before we cut loose tonight.
Yeah. The first thing is that, you know, a lot of what Keisha said, I agree. That's why I was, you know, basically silent, because she was spot on. But I will say this, that when in doubt, take out. So what I mean by that is, you know, go back to the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? Go back to, you know, the truth, the true wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And then look at yourself. And before even being in somebody's life or bringing them into your mess, look at yourself and ask yourself, what is it that you really want and what you want to do? And, you know, and try to approach it from that standpoint, you know, regardless to what you like.
Right.
And so just, you know, just be honest with yourself.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Look, I want to thank everybody that watched the show tonight. I thank my boys here. I even thank, I guess, Keisha, we love you here. And this has been a great show. And I can't wait to be back here tomorrow. We'll be back here tomorrow at the same time around 7 p.m. God bless everybody. Y'all be safe. And we'll see you back here at 7 p.m. Much love.